In our recent webinar, our giant screening experts were joined by our trusted partners at Confer as they explored and provided their expert perspectives on the evolution of the Baseline Personnel Security Standard, BPSS. In this video, we'll cover the key insights and talking points from this session, giving practical advice and considerations to improve your screening program and minimize risks. Here we cover the basics of the BPSS standard. This was set out by the UK government as part of the UK's national security vetting process, providing a framework to identify whether individuals working within the UK have the honesty, integrity, and values needed for government work. This is especially important for high-profile public sector projects such as HS2, but this standard is prevalent across the defence space, healthcare, and any project within the public services or public sector. As the baseline in the name suggests, BPSS underpins more substantial levels of security clearance such as CTC Level 1B, SC, and DV. It's worth mentioning that approximately 10% of the UK hold an SC clearance and 5% hold a DV clearance, but anyone holding those higher levels of vetting would of course have a BPSS. As you can see from the Google Trends chart, this has grown in demand over the years, whether used as a best practice approach or simply because it's mandated. As part of our series, we'll break down the key components of BPSS. You may be familiar with aspects of this in some shape or form, and as you'll come to learn, each aspect of BPSS with Giant has been developed and evolved to streamline the overall BPSS process. Right to work check and identity verification. These two components are coupled together. You may have been following developments in recent years around identity service providers, IDSPs, and the digital identity frameworks. This has enabled us to utilize biometric face matching technology that links a selfie image to a live person and then matches the document holder. When it comes to the right to work check, our solution guides the candidate through one seamless and inclusive journey, regardless of nationality or whether they have a current passport, all of which is compliant with Home Office standards. In the past, the right to work process was typically time-consuming and laborious, but not anymore. Criminal record check. Turnaround times for this specific component have accelerated greatly due to direct integrations, resulting in criminal record checks delivered in as little as 24 hours. At Giant, we work directly with the Disclosure and Barring Service, DBS, Disclosure Scotland and Access Northern Ireland to automate the process for fast, industry-leading results. Even when a candidate has lived outside of the UK, we work with a wealth of relevant authorities worldwide for global criminal record checks, ensuring no stone is left unturned. Employment verifications. Through our long-standing partnership with Confer, combined with Giant's existing capabilities, we've developed and enhanced our BPSS process. The instant employment verification component of this, in the context of BPSS, plays a key role in the evolution. By verifying employment and gaps, and unemployment over a 3-year period as per the requirements. Our instant employment verification service accesses regulated, direct-to-source and recognized connections with HMRC, open banking and payroll data. With the user's permission, this can obtain the employer's name and workplace, the start and end dates of jobs, and job titles. This information is returned with a click of a button, accelerating a process that once took weeks into a matter of seconds. This also completely eliminates the risk of fraud, as the information is captured directly from the authoritative source. This ensures accurate and faster turnaround times to verify employment, and the process is consent-driven, involving minimal candidate involvement, which is well received and used by candidates. Should an organisation not have a robust screening process in place, such as the Baseline Personnel Security Standard, there are several potential risks a business can be exposed to, and it's important employers are aware of these. Some include identity fraud, 1.9 million British consumers acknowledging that their identity was stolen to open financial accounts in 2023. Illegal working, employers risk potential fines of up to £60,000 for each illegal worker employed if the correct right to work checks are not carried out. General deception, 64% of applicants openly admit to lying on their CV. And that's without considering the reputational and monetary risks to the business. In sectors such as the defence space, the BPSS process is often rigorous, as it's likely those that obtain a BPSS clearance will transition to a higher level of vetting. In our webinar session, it was highlighted a number of clients in this domain that, prior to partnering with Giant, had a large number of cases that exceeded the HMG guidance of 10 to 15 days. Since partnering with us, their BPSS turnaround times have drastically reduced, with 73% completed within 5 working days and 20% within 1 working day. While speed was a significant result of this evolution, it's worth mentioning that the feedback from their candidates was also incredibly positive, as they are guided through one digital, unified, and seamless experience, rather than a fragmented process with multiple journeys. Where an organization may not have a screening program in place or a specific framework, or where they're not mandated to do so, BPSS is a great starting point as a best practice. Its robust and comprehensive nature allows it to be adopted easily, and components of which can be rescreened and refreshed at the company's discretion. BPSS has become the gold standard for screening, with a huge 85% of our clients adopting this approach. The standard can also be applied as best practice globally for organizations with international reach. Many of the components within BPSS can be replicated for other countries and jurisdictions to produce a very similar screening experience across the globe, giving a well-rounded and consistent onboarding experience for candidates. If you haven't yet done so, feel free to download our BPSS guide or simply get in touch to learn more.